Oh, yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, please welcome yourself to the 29th episode of the Blind Counter Podcast. I am your host with the most, the Offset, aka Big Bob, and I'm also joined here today with my co host and executive producer himself, Mr. AKIIRA Amane. What's going on, Mr. Amane? How you doing?
Good man, good. Big chillin'. Got a good day in. Been a long day. Can't lie, can't lie. But yeah, it's been a good week. Tomorrow's a big day. I'm just chilling.
Yes, sir.
Last day 3-0. Shit
Happy
crazy, shit
Cake
crazy.
Day. Happy early cake day to Mr.
Ooh,
Amane. You know, his
ooh.
birthday is tomorrow, the 7th of May. So by the time this podcast drops on all the social medias, it'll be a day late. So go ahead and give him a little
True.
happy belated birthday and a happy early birthday to you at the time of this recording. So,
Thank you, thank you.
yes, sir. Yes, sir. So,
What
yeah.
about you, bro?
Dude, I've had a hell of the past 2 weeks.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. Definitely had some vacation time for sure. So that's why we couldn't record last time. I was actually down in the PCB, Florida, chilling with the family, hanging out with the Padres. He's first vacation on retirement, so we had to celebrate and do it right. So couldn't make it last weekend, but we're back in the swing of things here. We're not as tan as we were when we came back from Cancun, but we got some good sunshine and we're ready to get back into some Call of Duty.
Yes, sir. Glad you got a little vacay though. I mean, we all need it. It's all good. We had a little streak going on. Now we're about to get back on it.
That's
Another
right.
kill streak.
Another kill streak, but to get this tactical nucleation. So
Ooh.
we can just go ahead and just jump right into the action here and dive into the matches from this past weekend. So the first match we had finally three matches for Friday here. The first match was the Miami Heretics versus the New York Subliners, and this was a 3-0 win for the New York Subliners, taking home the hard point on 6-star, the Search and Destroy on Invasion, and the Control on Invasion. Is there anything that sticks out to you on this series here?
I mean, Hydra had his way. I mean, they all had their way, bro. This is I kind of figured because like Heretics has just been hit and miss, and people are like, "Oh, is New York top four? Or are they like, are they slipping?" Like, come on, bro. Like they're defending champs. Like they're gonna do work against Miami. So kind of expected, but I mean, yeah, it was they got they got shit on. I can't lie. It looked kind of like they were confused at times, Miami. And I mean, just even in the search, I thought they were gonna, do a little something, maybe take that map, but that is not the case.
Yeah, it was an absolute slaughter fest for the Miami Heretics. I mean, Vickle with a .59 KD, Riel 9.4. Then we had Metals at 8.1 and Lucky with a 7.8. I mean, just absolutely horrendous performance out of the Miami Heretics against the top four team. Obviously, Hydra, the KD leader here for the lobby, 1.53 with 61 and 40. I'm just going absolutely rogue and going crazy. So yeah, I mean, looks like the hard point was the only thing that they were shooting back, and then they just kind of swept them on the search and destroy and control, no questions asked. So definitely a big map out of Hydra for sure, plus 21, and then Vickle negative 22. So we got to figure out what's going on with Vickle and try to reprimand
I thought
that.
he'd be, yeah, like more. He was usually the more consistent one. I don't know if he was like, I don't know, maybe like someone or a couple people are starting to trip. I don't know. Something's going on.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to tell you on that one. But that was just pretty much a DoorDash challenge out of the New York Subliners here, and that's going to wrap it up for that series here. And we're going to go to the next match of the Friday night, which was the highly anticipated Boston Breach versus the Optic Texas match. And this was a 3-2 fashion dub for the boys in green in Optic Texas camp. So the first map went down to be a Boston Breach win with the hard point on Karachi. Then Optic Texas bounce back, take home the Search and Destroy on Invasion. Then Boston Breach take over the control on Invasion in a 3-2 fashion. And then Optic Texas close it out on the hard point on 6-star. And then the 6-4 dub on Search and Destroy in High Rise. Anything that you want to speak about on this series here?
Battle for the green. This should have me stressed out.
Yeah, no, this was
I ain't gonna lie.
definitely a stressful map. Sure.
Yeah. Like, I mean, gladly Optic took it. I feel like, man, it's weird saying this too. Is like we just need to have the major. Like this shit right here now don't even matter. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like for the points, bro. Like I'm glad they won, but even if they lost, it'd be like okay, at least Boston got. They need something, bro. They're at the bottom, aren't they? Still?
Yes.
Boston's like at 12th. Yeah, dude. They gotta do something, bro. And that Snoopy project is like obviously not happening. I ain't gonna lie, Shawnee though he was shooting like his. It's not reflected here, but throughout the weekend we'll see it. I'm sure as we go along, but for him to step in, like obviously he's watching, he's coaching these guys, but like I thought he did a pretty damn good job. I know it might have been a minute. I'm sure he's still playing, but it was impressive.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. Johnny was definitely a substitute player for Boston Breach here for
A good one,
Deans.
yeah.
And he actually showed up and showed out. I mean, I know right here on the overview doesn't really show it, but he was definitely holding his own for sure. And I think a little bit kind of goes into the beginning of this match here where we had like quite a big delay to get this match started, this party started. That's probably why that this score was so close in the beginning because of the checkouts here. We can go into a live listening on what was going on. So,
Oh yeah.
as far as what that looks like here, it was where's it at? So it looks like they had something going on here. We'll go into a live listening with Pred on how everything went down.
Wait, okay, so basically what happened is before, like every time you load into a match, you do like a server testing. You know, you've been a part, you guys have played.
We've been a part.
So yeah, so we always do server tests, right?
Yeah.
And you check if the server's good, playable. And during the server testing, like Ken was fully freezing, like to the point where his gun's not even showing up. Like, you know when you just freeze for like a solid like 15 seconds, no gun, nothing. And we recorded it. We sent it like we recorded him freezing, and we're like, yo, like this server keeps lagging. Can we try another server? And the other server actually benefits them more. Like they play on a less ping, I think, and we play on a higher one. But it's just like we couldn't play because he's actually freezing. And then we're like, yo, it's gonna keep happening. Like, can we can we change the server? And basically what happened is they just didn't do it. And we're like, and we're just like, it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen in the game. And yeah, and then we honestly got into the game, and yeah. Okay, so basically what happened is before, like every time you load into a match, you do.
Stupid. So they were server testing, and the referees just said, "Screw it, we're not gonna switch the servers." And in result, this was the POV that Kenny was having.
I can't play, bro.
Literally.
I forgot in the game. I can't even move my game.
he's tweaking when he's leaning. You know, like how when Kenny leans up.
Yeah.
I can't play.
Kind
Right
of jumps like
here.
Yeah, like right there again.
And then like the hand coming up. That's where it was like where he lost full, dude. That's insane, dude. He literally his gun just he's lagging. His gun just disappears. Can't even see.
Right.
Like that's insane, dude. That's actually insane.
You know, a homeboy with the camera right there is getting some primo footy though.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, he is.
That's awesome.
But yeah, as far as the match goes, 3-2 fashion for the boys in green in Optic Texas camp here. Here are the last two final hills of the hard point on the map 4 here. We'll go into a live listening on how crazy and hectic this, how close this game was.
On this old time, but from LAG, they want this more because they're not going to win that rotation.
Not going to win the rotation. You got to kill Shotzi though. Do they get it done in the nick of time? Pred might be there to slaughter them. Rotation's on as well. LAG doing what they can. DiamondCon caught out. Can Pred find a second? He can, alongside Kenny. Hard point in the hands of Optic. Rotation in the hands of Optic.
But that was like two players, though. Two players, both Pred and Kenny, went towards ult, so now towards new. Shotzi forced to make the big play. He does, catches Estriel Kenny off spawn there to help out Shotzi.
Okay, now we're on P3 of
A little
Karachi.
bit of effort, but Optic do get
Yeah,
here
she's holding it
first,
down in
and
junk.
Now they might just call game.
Look at bottom red, gets
One
tagged
good
up by.
attempt to break this
Ooh,
down.
shits on the guy top.
Break, but Dashi, he's
He
holding
gets
them back in
flanked.
junk side. Finds his one. Clock ticking. 10 now to go.
Fred,
Flames.
Wham.
That would have been a
Yahtzee on
crazy
time,
180.
going crazy. LAG.
The break is in. LAG have got the time.
My God.
Optic flooding in, everybody through coup. 4 men, 4 seconds, 1 break. LAG trying to hold on. Flames, not the start you want.
Not the start you want.
Uh-oh.
It's a new hope
Kenny.
here for LAG.
God,
They're
that's so
in.
hairy,
Kenny,
dude.
though, slaughters his.
Fred going crazy, gets one. That was
I don't
insane.
believe it. Shotzi was there for the pickup as well.
And that just shows you how better of a talent they are at the game versus LAG. That was a
Look
super,
at Diamond Gone, bro.
dude. That was insane.
I know. Were we talking about a different series, but like Look at Flames. He don't even know what to do. He's just leaning all the way back.
Fuck, that
He's
was
in
on
depth.
me, dude.
He's visually in depth.
Yeah, for real. He's in Shadow Realm.
That is so funny, dude.
Yeah, so that was a very close. I guess these got switched around here on the this year. So I think map 1 was 6-star and map 4 was Karachi. So what we just watched was the Karachi, and that was map 4. So
Buddy off the pin, but that was LAG, not Boston.
yeah, you're right. Damn.
Buddy off the absolute Benjamin.
Well, that really just
Asim.
kind of pissed me off. I'm not gonna lie, dude. that just pissed me off. I'm not gonna lie.
Hey.
All good, all good. We're gonna regain. All right, that's gonna be it for the Optic match on Friday. Then we're gonna go to completed here, and then we're gonna go back to Friday, May 3rd. The last series of the night was your Las Vegas
Oh my
Legion
God, bro.
versus the ATL FaZe, and this was an absolute DoorDash Slam Fest
Do
challenge.
we even need to? Yeah, do we even need to say anything, bro?
No, dude. I mean, the hard point on
I
Vista, Search
figured.
and Destroy on High Rise, Control on High Rise, all Slam Fest. Asim, negative 16.7. Attach, also 0.7, negative 16. They literally dropped the same stats 38 and 54, 38 and 54. Geo, 0.81. Nero, 0.87. Everyone on the side of ATL, it's the green wall. 1.47 for Abizi, 1.25 for Stellium, 109 for Draza, and 138 Simp, just slamming shit. Absolute dominant FaZe. Yeah, I mean, damn. This is a little. This was what FaZe had to say against the.
Do you think any
match.
team comes close to the form you guys are at right now as you head into Toronto?
Oh, definitely not. I mean, I think when we're at like peak form, it's really hard for any team to beat us at all.
Yeah, and they are definitely in peak form for sure because they are absolutely slamming shit down. 3-0 fashion here to round out the Friday night. Nothing really to talk about except for just damn, you know?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's just damn.
But anyhow, we're going to jump into the Saturday night. The first match was the New York Subliners versus Las Vegas once again. And this was another 3-0 fashion for the New York Subliners against the Las Vegas Legion. They took home the hardpoint on Karachi, Search and Destroy on High Rise, and the Control on Invasion. Anything that you want to speak about on this series here?
Honestly thought Vegas would at least got a map. I mean, 2's pushing it, you know. But Geo, I mean, hey, Geo plus 20, like, I don't know what, maybe he's just having himself a little time or like found a little gap in New York's play, but the rest of the team couldn't, you know, keep up it per se, but kind of what you would figure, right? New York going up against LV. I figured 3-0, but yeah, Geo stands out. Geo does stand out.
Yeah, that is something interesting to note. That he had Geo 71 kills, 1.39 with a plus 20 spread with 12k damage. I mean, he was definitely shooting back, but everyone else on his team not doing so hot. Asim definitely dropping another stinker, a 0.63 with a negative 22 spread with only 8k damage, and then everyone on the side of New York is positive except for Skies at 0.85, and your KD leader on the New York Subliners is your Hydra with a 1.27 with a plus 14. But yeah, I mean, that's definitely interesting to point out. Geo showed up, but the rest of the team could not, and it just led to a 3-0 sweep for the New York Subliners. And then going into the next match of the Saturday night, we had the highly anticipated Carolina Royal Ravens versus the Atlanta FaZe, and this was a 3-1 victory for Atlanta FaZe. To be expected, unfortunately, Carolina couldn't win at all. But Atlanta FaZe taking home map 1, which was the Karachi and Hardpoint, and then Carolina taking home the Search and Destroy on Invasion in a 5-5 round 11 fashion. And then FaZe just closing it out on the Control and High Rise and the hard point on Vista. Anything that you want to speak about on this series here?
I mean, imagine they got map 1 and it went, you know, game 5. They could have squeezed out some really good reps against FaZe and actually got a dub. But I mean, they were, you know, hurting for that last round in Search, and then FaZe is just FaZe after that. You really gotta fight for that first or third map.
Yeah.
But I mean, Abizi and Celium going ham. Draza just, absolutely doing what he's got to do. Damage. They're all their damage is crazy.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. Carolina definitely came out hot on the first map here, and it was a
They
very,
did.
very, very close map. I mean, we're talking about FaZe, Atlanta FaZe, the most dominant team in the CDL at the moment. And Carolina were actually keeping it very close.
Clean breaking. Yeah.
Yes, I mean they came up, they started out hot, and then map one, 250 to 227. I mean that is literally just one rotation away from a dub for Carolina. So had that been more of a cleaner map for Carolina, they would have been good. Map one and then map two they took home, which was a 5-5 round 11 on Invasion. So they would have been up 2-0, and then the control on High Rise wasn't as close. So FaZe would probably dominantly win that. And then the hard point on Vista, 250 to 180. I mean, who knows? I mean, that was, okay, we'll give them that one too. But another Karachi another Search and Destroy on Karachi map 5. I mean, who knows? Carolina could have squeezed out another win and could have totally had this one in the bag. So I'm hopeful for Carolina. I'm a huge stand for Carolina. I want Carolina to at least win something crazy and make a big run here. And I know Clayster and company definitely deserve it. And Gwen is going absolutely crazy as the Rookie of the Year. I definitely would love to see like some cool victories coming out of the Carolina camp.
Yeah, shout out Gwyn. I mean, he's still in my book #1 right now.
Yeah, absolutely. He's doing a fantastic job over there. But everyone on the side of Carolina Royal Ravens for this was negative except for Gwen. He had a 1.18, the plus 14 spread. And then everyone on the side of Atlanta FaZe was positive except for Draza at a 0.90. And your KD leader for the lobby was Abizi for the 1.22 plus 17 spread, 93 kills. That's going to round out that second FaZe match here. We're going to go into the last Saturday match, which was the Optic Texas versus the LAG. And this was a 3-1 fashion for the boys in green. Optic Texas taking home the 6-star hardpoint, the 6-star search and destroy, and then LAG taking home the control on high rise, and then Optic rounding out and taking the series home with the hardpoint on Karachi on a 250 to 238 fashion. Anything that you want to speak about on this series here?
I did think it's surprising that LAG didn't give up more of a battle compared to Boston up against Optic. But I thought Flames was I had this weird feeling. People been watching. There's a little bias that we all like Optic for the most part, but I was expecting Flames, just being new and with the team to actually show something different against one of the top teams, but it kind of went as expected. So I mean, it's all good there, but I did expect a little more out of LAG, just for pure honeymoon's sake.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, they had the new Flames coming in. I mean, everyone on the side of LAG was pretty consistent. Everyone negative 0.96, 0.95, 0.88, 0.96. So nothing too terrible. I would say the only one that sticks out to me is Fame, who had the 0.88 and negative 10 spread, but everyone else just had negative 3 or 4 kills. So nothing too crazy there. I just know that they probably just got out talented at that point. I mean, Dashy, Kenny, Pred, Shotzi, everyone's positive on the side of Optic Texas. Plus 11 for Kenny, 1.14. Everyone else kind of sitting there at the 1.01, 0.08 mark there. But definitely a dominant force out of Optic Texas here. And it was definitely kind of a closer series for sure. And LAG could have definitely taken this one home, but just couldn't round out and finish out any of the maps here except for the control and high rise.
I feel like this was a good rep for them, or practice as far as Optic, playing their fundamentals. It's pretty spread even across the board. I feel like everyone was doing their job. So it was sounds bad, it's a qualifier, but it sounded like good practice for them and looked like it too, at least. So as a fan, that's good. But for LAG, I mean, yeah, they just need to pull up. You know what I'm saying?
I hear that.
Pull up with the Renetti.
Pull up with the Renetti. Rechow. You go chow something.
Fuck them. No reload.
And that's going to round out the Saturday night match here. And then going into the first Sunday match was the Seattle Surge versus the Miami Heretics. And this was a 3-2 victory for Miami, taking home, let's see here. So Miami took home the hardpoint on sub-base, and Seattle Surge took home the 6-star Search and Destroy. And then Miami taking home the control on Karachi. Seattle Surge evening out the score on the 6-star hardpoint, and then Miami slamming them in a 6-1 fashion on the Search and Destroy on High Rise. Anything that you want to speak about on this series here?
I mean, they called game. They said, man, fuck this shit. Like, and Seattle, I mean, they've had some upgrades. Their Surge used to be better. You know, where's Zilly at? Where's the Pope? Someone needs the Pope in the league. I don't know what team, but I mean, yeah, 6-1, pretty convincing at the end. It was a good battle between the teams around, you know, the bottom mid area, but definitely not the most exciting of the weekend. I can't lie.
Yeah, I know Lucky was going huge on one map.
Yeah, he was.
And you know, everyone else kind of. I know Vickel's the only one on their team that was negative barely by 1 death. He had a .99, and everyone else positive on the side of Miami, and then everyone on the side of Seattle Surge is the red carpet. 0.84, 0.86, 0.9, and a 0.83. So nothing really too crazy to point out there, except for they just got outworked on this series here in Miami, coming out victorious in the first match of Monday night.
Porked on at the end.
Porked on at the end for sure.
It was like their gas ran out.
They were running out E.
Yeah, I'm hurting.
Then going into the second series here, we had the Toronto Ultra versus the Minnesota Rocker, the Battle of Purple. And this was a DoorDash challenge for the Toronto Ultra in a 3-0 fashion. They took home the hardpoint on 6-star, the Search and Destroy on Invasion, and the control on High Rise. Anything that you want to speak about on this series here?
I'm convinced Envoy's just dirty man work. Just getting shit on for the sake of the team.
Hold on, bro. Let me go to map 1, bro. He's the only one negative, bro. Still having a hard time in the hard points. Barely negative, though. I will say that.
What's the search? Look like?
Search, he had another negative series of 9 and 11.
Yeah. Oh, Pootinky.
And then the map 3 was not his best either. 0.9 or a 0.60 with a negative 12 spread. Yikes.
Little Pootinky, huh?
Little stinker. Little stinker.
Pootink. Damn.
Little poo-poo.
I mean, at least it's 3-0. It doesn't. I guess it really doesn't matter at the end of the day. But I know he's like, man, I'm trying to. Absolutely no dopamine coming in there playing the game. But 3-0, you kind of expect it. Rocker. I didn't wear the Rocker shirt tonight for a reason. Because they got shit on, even though it was free. Nah, but yeah, as I expected, Scrap going ham, Insight, Kleenex. Yeah, I mean, I guess the subs must have just had to be gunning to keep them back, and then Scrap and Insight just constant cleanup, easy kills.
Yeah, I agree. You know, and then something to note as well is on the Minnesota Rocker side, Gunless and Standy are both positive, holding their own there, and then Lens and Accuracy both negative. Accuracy kind of having a little bit of a stinker there at the 0.75, negative 16 spread, and then Lens 0.87 with negative 8. But yeah, I mean, it just seems like they just couldn't keep up with Minnesota or Toronto Ultra. But to be expected, they are a top 4 team versus the bottom 8 team, so highly recommended for here of a 3-0 fashion. And then we're going to round it out here with the last Sunday match, which was the Boston Breach versus the LA Thieves. And this was a 3-1 victory for LAT. They were able to take home map 1 and 2, which was the hard point on 6-star, the Search and Destroy on High Rise, and Boston Breach clapping back on the control on Invasion. And then LAT saying, nah. We're closing it out right here on the map 4 hard point on Rio. Anything that you want to speak about on this series here?
Damn, Ghosty off that fucking pack.
Woo, that boy was shooting. Holy hell. 91 kills, 1.42 KD with a plus 27 spread.
He hit the dab pen with nade, walked in there, sat down, and shit on them.
No toilet paper, no cottonelle. He's got 16k damage. Everyone else on
No
his
Charmin.
team. Wow. What? Somebody get some help for Dan Ghosty.
Nah,
He
straight
is
up. I mean,
literally carrying.
like Nasty obviously did his part. Even Crimp, he was shooting. Despite what we see there, Joe was doing what he had to do to keep them at bay. But yeah, I mean, Ghosty was just like, I mean, there's certain moments where if he didn't do certain things, like it could have went another, couple more rotations. You never know with Boston. I mean, with these two teams especially. But based on, I feel like they're starting to gel. You know what I'm saying? It's about that time in the year. They're settling into a good roster after a couple changes. So, I'm, I'm a fan of Ghosty more than most of the other players, and he just so happens to be on LA. So, I've always liked Thieves, but I'm definitely rooting for Ghosty no matter where he goes, because they got to keep him here next year, or they might be hurting for another year, and then it just keeps going. So yeah, Ghosty might be the one to build around and lock it down in LA, which is pretty sick.
Yeah, I just had something hit me, but I don't want to hear your take on it.
Okay.
So the AR, we're gonna keep Ghosty, and we're
Okay.
gonna take out Nasty. We're gonna put Illy in this motherfucking spot.
Ooh.
We got 2 drug heads on the fucking team.
They are going to cross fade and cross map.
Dude, they go cross.
if they
Dude,
do
that
that.
would be the absolute unit of a fucking team if Illy and
They would make
Ghosty were
it.
on there, dude.
This is their sights. They're gonna
Dude,
be like the
the crossfade. That's what they need to make a podcast and call it the crossfade, dude.
Zio. Fuck Zio. They make a new one called Crossfade.
Oh my god, dude, that's fucking hilarious.
Okay, I got one for you too. And now it's not my idea. I saw this earlier. What if, and we wouldn't know Ghosty. I mean, we figured he'd be shooting, but he's actually like, really showing out. What if New York took him instead of Sib, playing like this?
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I could definitely see it.
Sib's a shooter. I'm not, Sib. I'm not saying nothing against Sib, but based on how things have been going, like that might have been crazy.
I'm not gonna lie, man. That might be a possibility.
Chemistry, he's what did Shotzi say? Ghosty can be checky. He can check you because he checks himself. But like, if say they got past that, like I would actually be a fan of that over Sib. That might be a hot take, but I kind of agreed with it when I saw it.
I kind of agree with it too. And then obviously, the checky part of it, you can grow out of that too.
That's what I'm saying. Dude, motherfucker's got a goatee now. He's probably not doing that shit.
he just grew up a little bit, man. You know what I'm saying?
He's smoking. He don't give a fuck.
This is his first time as a professional Call of Duty player. This is his first.
Hey.
Not yesterday, but last year, technically was his debut year. But he hadn't had a full.
Yeah. It was his 3rd day out. He's actually in it now.
We good now. Yeah.
Hey, that's something we got to do. If there's ever a LA event coming up, we need to go and hit the Pine Park with Ghosty. Where it's legal, of course.
Of course. But that's going to round out the Boston Breach and LA Thieves and the weekend here. And we're just going to kind of dive into the current standings at the moment for the CDL. We have Atlanta FaZe still in number 1 with 355 points. At number 2, Optic Texas now hitting the ranks at number 2 at 295 points, tied with Toronto Ultra with also 295 points. But the only reason why they're higher up in the rank is because they are 22-8 versus the Toronto Ultra 21-6. And then at 4th place, we have your New York Subliners at 210. At 5th is the Minnesota Rocker at 120. LAG's at 6th with 110. Seattle Surge is at 7th with 100. LAT is at 100 with number 8. At number 9, we have Las Vegas Legion at 100. At 10th, we have Carolina at 95. At 11th, we have Miami at 90. And at dead last, Boston Breach at 50 CDL points. So to recap, we have to have 8 teams qualify for champs. That is the ultimate goal. And right now, the number to beat is 100 CDL points. So that means Boston Breach has to double their CDL points to even qualify. So it might be chalked for the boys in green over there in Boston.
Yeah, bro. Look, like, I mean, the comments pulled up to the left, pretty good insight, like 30-point diff between 5th and 11th, like, and then breaking point, probably AKA Rab was like, next month's going to be a movie. Like, you are fighting for your life to get into champs, and you know you want to be there. I mean, why are you playing? So, like,
Yeah.
Boston, I think I'd have to do the math, like, or go back and look, but like someone did, and it was like they are pretty much like that's it. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Like, that might be it.
In my opinion, dude, 5 through 11 is literally going to be the
Crazy.
last of the CDL here. So these, whenever you see 5 through 11 competing, those are going to be some good ass matches to watch because quite literally it is a 30.3 win difference. All you got to do is go on a 3-win streak and you're fucking from 11th to fucking 5th if no one else wins. You know what I'm saying? So you literally have to keep fucking winning. Someone like this is insane, and you're going to be having a guaranteed loss on there as well because if you play any of the top 4 teams, it's going to be highly, highly unlikely that you win those. So you got to make sure that people here can really pull out in the champs. And we want Carolina. I mean, obviously, I'm a Carolina fan, so I want them to break into the top 8, and they only have 5 points to go until they're in the top 8. So they just needed one more dub, and they would have been there. But it's gonna be a good rest of the season here to see how everything kind of shakes out. But yeah, keep in mind, 5 through 11, Boston Breach. I mean, there's really no hope for them to be honest, but everybody else has a chance to qualify for sure.
That's so crazy, bro. Like, I don't think it's ever been this top heavy since like I was back at your crib when you were down here. Like, it's never been this crazy
Yeah,
apart,
dude.
has it?
No, this has definitely been the crazy.
I feel like if you're a top 4 team by the standings, if you were to lose to anyone now, it is only a lesson for what you're not going to do at champs. So either way, these bottom teams are fucked because if they get a dub and they need it, they're just teaching the top teams what not to do when it really matters. So it's like, holy fuck, like we need the CWL back. We need or something, bro. This is crazy.
It is crazy. It is actually crazy. Whew.
Super teams,
Super
fucking
teams.
Flower Rangers.
Flower. Then moving on here, we are going to go into some changes within the roster mania. So sources have shown that Johnny is now replacing Asim on Las Vegas Legion here. So Johnny replacing Asim. That means Asim has been dropped and is now joining FaZe Black in place of Purge on FaZe Black.
Yeah. Frenchies, sorry, Purge.
Hate to see it, he got dropped twice. GG.
Uh,
And then now Subliners have canceled all flights, hotels for their Challengers team, and now are making them pay for their team pass that was supposed to be provided as part of the NYSL Academy team. So a little bit of shade there. I know Cruz, who was also on this team, had departed from the team, and so it's been some drama here with what's going on as well. So we can kind of dive a little bit deeper into that. If we come down here, where's it at?
what?
So it looks like with 9 days until Toronto, Subliners Academy has canceled the flights of their team after they were forced to make a roster change. That comes from Praise leaving the team here. The rumor was that yes, we over the weekend one of our 4 players breached their contract and left without permission, which essentially left us with a 3 out of 4 players. We did not feel it would be realistic for us to get a proposal live and approved to sign with a new 4th player, organize travel, and have them and have the team perform at a competitive level with only a week's worth of time. To add to this, Craze wasn't even under contract allegedly. So, Craze departed from the team and has since left. I don't know where he's at. Who knows what's going on? Maybe someone else knows.
Wow.
But at the moment, this had just happened too. So things to be developed as well.
Yeah, wow. Making them pay. That's crazy.
That is crazy. I'm flashing out.
Oh, dude, what?
And then Purge has
Hey,
joined Awakening, Cammy, and Yeez in the challenger scene here. Purge, alongside with Arcides and Coach Mystic, have signed contracts similar to the CDL contracts with Omit Brooklyn. They will represent that brand whilst competing on the team, much like substitutes do.
that's pretty cool. Kind of iffy, but I mean, hey, if they're signing contracts, you know, like that in the quote unquote AMs, like more, bring it. That's what's up.
Like that. Like that.
Do it the right way. Yeah.
Okay. And then jumping into a different topic here, since Carolina dropped the ball on hosting Major 4, Hex had the idea of hosting champs and being asked to host Major 4. So let's go into a live listening on what this kid to say on that topic.
The next event?
The next event is Toronto, and then after that is the one that
it was supposed to be in Carolina, but that,
okay,
they chalked it.
That one we said absolutely, like we said yes. We said yes that we would take it. That we would run it.
That's out the bag.
No, I mean it's not even like that. I don't know what ended up happening, but of course when my internal business team came to me and said, hey, how do you feel about running or taking over an event that somebody may not be able to run? And I said, absolutely. And they're like, what about this one? It's like, it's the one right before champs. And I was like, it wouldn't matter, because one will be the Optic Major and the other one is going to be Call of Duty Champs hosted by Optic, not Optic Champs as people were pitching.
People are painting it like that. Like, people are saying Optic Champs, which is not like.
Is it not?
No, it's
Optic
hosted.
Champs? No,
it's hosted.
No, it's
Is it not?
Is it not? I mean,
Scump was like, win that bag. He was like, oh yeah, I'm about to get a sponsorship.
But yeah, so that'd be interesting to see.
Bo's hurting. Buddy got some nug in his eyes. Got Keith stuck in his shit. Been there.
Buddy, he said, "Been there." Shit. Oh my
Sticky
god.
eyes on
Dude,
accident.
that's funny. Yeah, so that'd been interesting to see Optic host both 4 and champs. And
Yeah.
imagine like they win both. That'd been some crazy
Dude.
shit. That'd been some crazy shit.
And Kenny did it back to back on Thieves. What if he just ices up for us? You know what I'm saying?
That'd be sick, bro.
Does it again. Bro, bring Dashy a ring. Kenny get another. Shotzi gets another. Fucking Pred gets his first. Dude, it would be a fairy tale.
It would be, but
I think Faye's about to.
Yeah, I think FaZe is about to be it.
Draw's about to get a second one and absolutely talk shit to Scrap for the rest
I think
of his life.
what's gonna happen is Draws is gonna get his second ring. Stimp and Abizi are gonna get their third, or Celium are gonna get their third fucking ring.
Goated.
Yeah, they're gonna be instantly goated at that point.
They're gonna be DB level, which is kind of crazy because then we got new, you know what I'm saying, like era. They're celebrities. They're already crazy as far as the winning is concerned, but like that's like another echelon in my opinion.
Yeah. I mean they deserve it that they did that. But hey.
Oh yeah.
Only time will
if you
tell,
hate on
man.
FaZe after that, you're just you are a hater. Like you gotta commend that. That shit is crazy.
Yeah, absolutely. And then moving on here, then we have some new updates to the game. If you are living underneath a rock for the past couple of days, 6-star hardpoint locations went live on May 1st. So the locations have changed on the hardpoint for 6-star. So P1 will stay the same. Then P2 is going to change a little bit. It's going to go deeper into that spawn right there in front of the doorway to middle. So that's where the new P2 rotation will be. And then P3 will now be in between DJ cut and the old P3 cut. So inside that little statue room is right there in P3. Then P4 is now
Called it.
the side of the pool. So yes, we did call it on the last episode of the Blind Counter podcast, where we decided, hey, we could drain the pool, put it next to the fucking pool bar over here with the little lawn chairs and whatnot, and they sure as shit did move it to the P4 spot there. So kind of cool to see that. And then P5 changed to the upstairs room of the old P4 area. It's now in that little control room window room, whatever you want to call it. I'm not entirely too sure either. So those are the new rotations for the 6-star hard point.
Do you like them?
I do. It's
not
it's
bad.
something to get used to for sure. But I don't mind it. I don't mind it at
Yeah.
all.
I do like this. This
Yes.
is nice.
And we do have an update here on trophy systems can now be destroyed after 2 tactical explosions instead of 3. So now the trophy system only shoots out 2 throwables instead of 3 throwables and instantly blows up now. So I actually do think that's kind of fair because one person has a grenade and a stun. So 1 trophy for one person's counter. You know what I'm saying? It's not 1, 2, and then half of another person. So I definitely like that. Definitely an interesting update. Hills are a little bit easier to break on ranked play now, but still interesting little touch.
Yeah, I mean, so what is it? Only 2 players get trophies in the league?
Yes, the only 2 players run trophies, but I
So
know
technically you get 2 more possibilities for nades to hit your enemies.
yes, but I do know
so
that there were some talks about having 3 people run trophies now. So I don't know if it will be changed anytime soon, whatnot. But because it's the same as it would be in the meta now.
Yeah, no, I like just 2.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Moving on, we also have a MCW nerf as well. So this time the hipfire on the MCW was nerfed, increasing the hipfire spread from 23% and then increasing movement hipfire spread 6%. So definitely a nerf from the MCW hipfire. So if you guys are interested in sliding and shooting your gun, just know it's not going to hit those hipfires anymore.
Interesting.
And then moving on to our next topic, we have the Black Ops 2024 reveal teased for June 9th by Microsoft. So here's the first little snippet that we had, which was an Xbox games showcase thing, and everything was kind of blacked out. So we were just like sitting here kind of like, oh, what's this? What's going on here? What are they teasing? What is this, right?
What is it, huh?
And then we had someone kind of break it down to be Black Ops 5. So I'm interested to see what you guys think. We got Call of Duty Black Ops Direct here. Whatever you guys think, man. So June 9th, I believe was that the date that I had seen? Damn it.
I think so. It's
Damn
right
it.
after the Xbox showcase.
Yes. Right after following the Xbox games showcase, we have the Black Ops 5 reveal coming soon. So mark your calendars, and it's gonna be something to fucking tune into the show. So.
No Gulf War, huh?
And then moving into another little rumor here, we have Call of Duty 2025 will reportedly be direct sequel to Black Ops 2. So set in 2030, a mix of new maps and remastered Black Ops 2 maps. We also have round-based zombie maps returning and a classic Pick 10 creative class system coming. So not Gulf War, but the Call of Duty after Gulf War will be a direct sequel to Black Ops 2. So
let's go, baby.
LFG.
Super
excited. Super excited.
We might be back.
We might be back. Then moving in, we have some breaking news. We have XDefiant finally releasing May 21st, 2024 on PlayStation 5, Xbox, and PC. So go ahead, mark your calendars as well if you are bored of Call of Duty and want something new to play. XDefiant is finally releasing May 21st. May 21st.
Let's get it. I mean, I'm gonna try to play it again and see how it is, live. But I know Octane, he's been liking it, and we played. I played a little bit of it when it was first doing a beta testing, but it's been a minute.
I have yet to touch this game because when they did the beta testing, I was actually out of town. So I unfortunately.
Oh wow! I think you'd like it. I really do think you're gonna like it.
Yeah,
I mean, it's not Call of Duty, bro, but it's good. It's cool.
Okay. Yeah, like that.
Okay, interesting.
Okay.
Interesting.
Well, good deal. Well, that's going to be it for the topics here. I mean, is there anything that you wanted to speak about, or anything that you wanted to cover before we round it out?
We back, baby. Had a little break, but yeah, vibey episode. Covered pretty much what's going on and some new stuff today, which is always good. But nah, great job. This was a good one.
For sure, man. For sure. This was a great episode. So if you guys made it this far, we really appreciate you guys watching, listening, tuning in, wherever you are. If you're here live on the stream at Twitch, the Offset, go ahead, leave a follow, leave a subscription as well. You know, we're live every Monday night, 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Was that Pacific time?
Specific.
Pacific time. We're also on YouTube. Later, we upload the episodes here every Wednesday. YouTube. We're also on Spotify and Apple Music as well. So if you listen to any podcasts on those, go ahead and toad us up on them things there. And
Yeah,
then,
hit us up.
yeah, and if you want to follow us individually, it's the AKIIRA Amane on Twitter, and then the Offset X on X or on Twitter, whatever you want to call it. What's up, brother? But yeah, man, fire episode. Really appreciate Mr. Amane coming in here and doing his thing. You know, he always killing it on the thumbnails and all the designs and all the back end stuff, man. He's been killing it for sure, man. We're seeing the growth that we like to see because of it. So we really appreciate Mr. Amane. You know what I'm saying? He's got a big birthday, the big 3-1 tomorrow. So go ahead, leave him a happy birthday in the comments below. Tweet at him. You know, Foursquare him, give him a little DM, whatever you want to do.
Hit me up on MySpace. I put you on the top 8.
Yeah. Well, if
That
you
would
guys
be
made it
awesome.
this far, yeah, man. So happy early birthday, Mr. Mane. Hope you have a good
Thank you,
birthday.
the host with the most.
Yes,
Thank
sir.
you. Thank
Yes,
you.
sir. All right, man. Well, we'll catch you guys on the next episode of the Blind Counter Podcast. Peace.